Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Armchair Pundits Weekend Review Show. It's been a good weekend, hasn't it, everybody? Well, almost everybody. I'm liking the trim though. I'm liking the trim. I need to sort myself out as well.
Man, looking fresh.
Don't try and compliment me.
Looking fresh, bro.
He got a fresh trim for his obituary.
Look 5 years younger and all that, you know.
Yeah. You guys are trying to get a rise out of me. It's not happening. Not yet.
Listen, we have to, as DMX says, help the needy, bro. Help the needy.
Nah, you know what? It's too late for this, bro. Oh my god.
But anyway, we will be starting off with Man United losing to Spurs at Old Trafford 3-0. We'll then roll on to Arsenal versus Leicester, Wolves versus Liverpool, Newcastle versus Man City, and lastly, Chelsea are making it impossible for us to not speak about them. Or, well, one player is anyway. Chelsea versus Brighton. So, who wants to go first? The Spurs to the victor, or the one who's not so happy?
I think we should let Lamont get it off his chest first.
Boy,
Yeah.
I'm bubbling, you know.
I'm putting the timer on. I'm putting the timer on because you can't do 20
You
minutes.
do that.
Yeah,
You do that.
Can't do 20
You do
minutes.
that. Yeah, you wrap me up. I think I might even stop myself. I'm going to be real.
Put that music on in there, like the Oscar. When it's time to end.
Yeah.
Wrap it up music.
No, not even that. You know when it comes across the front and it says 20
Bruv,
minutes
get
later.
on with it. We'll hear it. Come on. Start. Let's go.
No, so look, I think everybody knows it was a horrible watch. If you watch the game, I mean, to be a United fan or even a fan of football, just to see like a top side playing so horribly, it's just like it's embarrassing to watch. I said it to the boys off camera, and I'll say it again. We did not look like anything I would think we were leading up towards when we played at Crystal Palace. I feel like when we were there, we had a little bit more structure. It looked like we had a plan. Everyone had their roles and they understood it. Today, I feel like it was a guessing game. The press wasn't great. In fact, the press was not there at all. It was absent, ineffective. I don't think people knew when to press, how to press. We were lethargic. We didn't really have any energy. The passing was off. I mean, we turned into a long ball side all of a sudden. Don't know when that happened, but, you know, again, I was seeing that for the first, 15, 20 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's credits to Spurs or really kind of like what in the hell are United up to. Yeah, man, it was a massive struggle for me to watch, man. I ended up, you know, like I said to the boys, putting together a coffee table and a wine rack. That is how frustrated I was. I had to watch it in the distance because it was like if I had to sit there and watch it for so long, I don't know what I would have done. You know, there were so much key moments in the game. I think if Werner could finish his dinner, it could have been a horrible day at United. I mean, we honestly looked like a newly promoted side playing away, trying to feel our way through, you know, the Premier League, first time here, and just be like, all right, cool, we're playing the big guy. No, it's United playing at home. We've won the Champions League, we won a number of Premier Leagues, and we look like that. Really? I mean, after playing Liverpool, you'd expect everyone to get into the office and, you know, the first thing is, this can't happen again. This at home, it can't happen again. And what do we go and do within a matter of a month? So, yeah, I mean, you'd think the first half was enough, that you go back in and you say to yourself, right, I mean, the red card first half, guys, can we just really say, I want someone...
It's not red. It's not red.
Like,
it's not a red card.
Comments tell me why they think that's a red. Like, if we can get that out there, just someone say to me, that's definite red because I know for a fact, and I played football for a while, and I think everyone on the panels had their fair play of football. He's barely touched the geezer. Maddison has absolutely some show on for the ref, and he was happy to just lap it up.
Hey, bruv, listen. VAR saw it and replayed it, and they thought it was enough of a red. Well, they can say he's out of control, studs up,
All
and
right.
that's why they've given
So
him a
you're
red.
trying to tell me with all the
I'm trying to tell
technology
you-
we have, no, you're trying to tell me with all the technology we have at our Arsenal, yeah, that is a red. Bruv, we
Bro,
got
I'm trying to-
700 different angles. We can close up, go back, and what? That's a red.
I'm trying to tell you that he gave the referee a decision to make, and that's what happened. That was
Yeah,
that,
but bruv, he's an official. He should know better than that. That is
Bro,
not a red card offence.
Your players got to do better, bruvs. We keep talking about players losing their head and doing stuff. I've heard
So
it for the
you
last
think
2
that
weeks.
was a red? No,
Huh?
you think that was a red. I'm asking you, what do you think? That was a red.
I think it was harsh, but I can see why
Bruh.
it was given.
So you're sitting on the fence then?
I'm not sitting on the fence. I just said, I'm not sitting on the fence. I said it was harsh, but I can see why it was given.
Listen, anyway, that weren't no red. That's what I'm saying. That weren't no red because
That was
at the end of the day,
scandalous.
yeah, brother, it's ridiculous. And you know what? It'd be one of them ones where I could be like just go and say, that red, it changed the game. We could have come back into it, bruh. It didn't make the game any better or any worse, brother. We were the exact same. There was no change in tactics. We still really weren't pressing. We weren't really doing nothing. We might have changed a couple positions here and there. I mean, obviously, Maino went off as well at the same time, so that's another blow for us. We'll find out how long he's going to be out for, Jay. I don't know if you've seen it on any of the feeds, but I haven't seen how long he's potentially going to be out for.
We won't find out.
You won't find that, yeah. He will
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the scans
Tuesday.
or whatever, depending on
Yeah.
what it is.
So, that's two, probably decent midfielders that we got there that would really help us with what we're planning to do, but they're going to be out for however long. First half's over, second half starts, and I think, all right, cool, guys, let's just try and not make it any worse. Under 2 minutes, we concede again. Are you okay? Are you okay? Someone get a grip. So, yeah, I mean, long story short, I feel like someone with the demeanor of Ten Hag, he doesn't put any fear in me. So I imagine he doesn't put any fear in the dressing room. And in that instance, and in my club, yeah, without fear, there is no control. So we need someone in there that is going to take the ball by the horns and say, you, and you are not good enough. You're on the bench this week. You lot, there's your chance. That's what I want to see. I'm fed up with it, bro. I'm seriously getting to I'm just going to lose it. I'm going to lose it.
But he's done that with certain players, and
what with Rashford?
No.
What? With who?
Maguire.
With
Sancho.
Yeah.
Maguire.
Sancho.
Maguire.
No,
Anthony.
Look, Maguire wasn't good enough. And I'm not talking about guys like that. I'm talking guys that have got the ability, but they're not performing. And being
But that's
prepared
Rashford. Rashford is in that, bruv.
But Rashford was playing when he weren't performing, bruv. So that isn't, for me, that isn't conclusive. He took out Rashford after he banged 2 goals, after he had a successive run of scoring goals, yeah? He decided to drop Rashford, and then he brings Rashford back in, right? And he doesn't have the best of... he doesn't score, and he doesn't have the best of games. Don't get me wrong, he doesn't play horrible. But in the game where you fix yourself right, now's the time to, keep Rashford playing, you drop him. I think I said this last week on the podcast. Go on,
he dropped Casemiro after his shocker against Liverpool.
Bruv, that wasn't the only shocker though, was it? Let's be honest.
I'm not saying
it
it's
was
the
a
only
horrible
shocker. But in terms of personnel, do you have personnel? Because
we got the personnel, Bev. We got the personnel. I think
You
it's...
believe that you have the team that you need to do what?
No, I think we are missing some key players. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we have the team that we need to go and really dominate this season. But I do think that, the guys that we've got in the dressing room, they should be capable to take instruction and go on the pitch and play. I mean, we're trying to play this high press football, and we don't really know that. Sorry, it doesn't look like the guys have taken the instruction from the training park and trying to translate it onto the pitch. So I feel for me, we need to abandon ship on that and maybe do like a mid-block and try to build from there, rather than trying to do this high press thing where only one man is pressing and everyone's just watching him, waiting for him to run his lungs out.
Do you think another manager gets better out of the team you've got, the squad you've got?
No, it's a very good question.
Let's be honest,
Lamont,
your players are rubbish.
Since Alex Ferguson left, bro, you've had all manner of different type of managers. You've had, and most of them have had success at other places, but it seems to be that when these managers are going to Man U, something happens and they just
Bruv.
cannot get anything out of these players, bro.
It's
It
like the
starts off,
poison.
yeah, it is, because they start off well, and then as soon as it gets to the second season, all the players, it's like they just, I don't know what happens, like they're down tools, bro.
It's like the poison chalice at the United at the minute. You know, any manager of any stud, like you said, man, they come over and they just kind of lose the will to live. I mean, my question, to you, the panel, and everybody out there is: how much longer does Ten Hag actually have? Because,
hopefully another 2 years.
bruv, he ain't got another 2 years, bruv. He's got until Christmas.
Realistically,
listen,
probably Christmas.
I say he's got till Christmas if he's lucky, because
Bro,
this week
he was already on borrowed time.
Bro, I think they might give him till the end of the season.
I don't think so. Not unless he gets a massive turn of results.
No, but it depends on who's available, bro. Because unless they're just going to promote Rude, who, remember, Rude, like, obviously people have seen the fact that Rude's there, but ultimately he's there coaching the players already as well.
Yeah.
So how much more of a change is it going to be by just promoting Rude to be the manager? Because now, I don't understand what Ten Hag was already on borrowed time. Let's be honest. He should have been gone, but then you won the FA Cup, and that saved him because Man United were getting rejected by other managers that were available at the time. Now, a lot of those coaches aren't available. What are they going to do? They had to go stick with their man, and he's won the FA Cup. But realistically, they should have just stuck by their guns and been like, we know this guy is not going to be the guy to take us forward, because they've seen the evidence of the last. Obviously, he got full first season, but second season he was really, really poor. And you can still tell he doesn't have no charisma. He doesn't seem to be able to get the best out of the players. And you don't really know what philosophy he has, because he came to Man United saying, we can't play like Ajax. But you've got to bring some kind of style to Man United. You don't have to play like Ajax, but you've got to have a style. And as you said, week to week, you don't know what version of Man United is going to turn up.
Facts. And the identity is missing. I mean, you just look at that team. You look at the way we perform and you just think to yourself, what are they doing? That's all the question you can ask. Honourable mention to Onana. He played well today, and I think he kept us in it for large parts. Just my last thing on it is, I honestly believe when we went down to 10 men, there were parts that we actually looked better. Maybe it's because the guys had to work harder, and that was in the second half. And if you're saying to yourself, you look better with less players, not because it was Bruno that came off the pitch, because I know some man are probably thinking that in the back of their head there, and they're going to say that next. But more so because there was less players, maybe they had to do more work.
It's because Eriksen came on.
Maybe. Well, I did say he should maybe try him at number 10, but, we'll talk about that hot take in the end of the season. But, I mean, look, that's my last part on it. I just feel like we need more. We need more, man. And how much longer are we going to give him? How much longer?
Right, we move on to the other side.
Boy, I mean, obviously, I'm very, very happy with the performance. Normally, when we go to Old Trafford, I think we've had probably about 4 or 5 wins and I think it was 4, but maybe 4 or 5 wins in the last 20 or something years. So for us to have gone to Old Trafford and been able to put in the performance we did is fantastic. Obviously, we've had a lot of games where, especially away from home, where we haven't finished our chances. Today we still missed quite a lot of chances, but the good thing is that United kept giving us more, and it was probably the easiest away win we've had against a top, or what's considered a big side in a very, very long time. And what I was most impressed about is how we controlled the game. We were very, very calm. There was times where Man United were able to put a little bit of, they tried to put a little bit of fight in the first half, but beyond that, I think we controlled the match. And realistically, this is the kind of performance that Spurs fans have been looking for in an away game against the top side. And I keep saying top side. Obviously, we know Man United are not in the greatest, state at the moment, but it's how we move on from this game. How do we go when we go play Brighton next week? How is it going to be? Because we're playing away again. So it's how we can get some consistency in not just our performances, in the results. Couple shout outs. We kept a clean sheet away from home, which doesn't happen very often. So I'm really, really happy with that. I thought the defenders
That's
played well.
stressful. Even hearing you say it is so stressful, bro. I swear to God, bro. I'm sorry, Lee. I'm sorry, bro. It
Cool,
stresses
bro.
me out. Sorry, cuz. Go on,
Clean
go.
sheet, bruv. It's nice. Van der Ven, bro. Van der Ven,
Oh.
interception. Runs 70 yards. No one even puts a body on him, bruv.
That's the second time
no
this
one
season
puts
he's done that.
nothing on him. Run through. Great assist. And another goal for Brennan. Easy tap in. That's what you want from your forward players, to be in the right position to score. And Bentancur in the holding midfield role today was outstanding. Like, he was a guy that was often having to deal with whatever press United decided to do when they could. And for the most part, he was faultless. He was in the right position at the right time. He was always available to receive a pass, and he controlled things. And for the first time, in my opinion, this season, Madison and Kulusevski playing together in midfield really worked. I've been skeptical about that, but I do feel like it's partly worked because of how much space Man United allowed us to have. Like, they allowed us to have the ball too easily, and because of that, Madison and Kulusevski killed them. Kulusevski had an amazing game today. He was brilliant, and you have to give credit to Ange. He stuck to his guns, and the players are starting to really believe that they can do something. So I'm hoping that this is not another false dawn. I'm not going to get my hopes up because I've been disappointed way too many times for me to do that. But we'll see what happens next week and beyond, because I like the football we're playing. I like the fact that there's an element of maturity. Everyone kept talking about the high line. The high line is not on the halfway line. Do you know what I mean? It's we're responding to the way we know teams are going to try and set out to play against us, and we've just got to see how we go for the rest of the season now, and try to get some real momentum going.
Listen, it's one game at a time, and it's impressive.
Jay,
good. Yeah.
Fun fact: Spurs' first clean sheet at Old Trafford since 2018. I feel like just logging off.
Bruv, even more to that, another fun fact for you guys: that's the highest XG, 4.67. away from home for any team at Old Trafford. 4.67. And you go look at it. How many big chances do you think Tottenham had today? 9 big chances. And they missed 6. They missed 6 big chances and won 3-0. Can you imagine?
Another fun fact.
You got to give them props. Yeah, go on.
United have only scored 1 goal at home this season.
Yeah.
Boy.
Just gets worse. And then and Xerxes had a woeful game today. I forgot to mention that, but it's just one thing. The list goes on, bruv. List goes on.
It pains me to say it, but like, this is one of the worst games of the season for me to watch, because if I could get a result where both teams could lose, it'd probably be this game. But you got to give props to Spurs, because when I looked at that midfield, I looked at Bentancur, Kulusevski, and Madison in the midfield. I thought, boy, and then Werner playing as well. I thought, boy, this team could get overrun. Beginning of the game, I had it as a draw, and at 4:50, I started writing Man United's obituary, because you lot were as good as they were. You lot were awful, absolutely shocking. Like, I don't know, you haven't got the personnel in your team that you got. It's like you got square pegs in round holes, because I don't know why you've got Xerxes in up front playing the position that he's playing in, and there's no one around to compliment what he's doing, and
he doesn't have a clue.
And really and truly, you've got. To me, it seemed like United set up to play a counter-attacking team against Spurs and let them have the ball and try to break it down, but Spurs just ran through your midfield. Your midfield was they were nullified, and they just bullied you. They bullied Ogate. Forget about it. He oh my God, he had an awful game. He was terrible.
No, he didn't. He
definitely did, bro.
He didn't stink out the place like that. Not like how you're trying to say. He didn't have an awful game.
He wasn't
had
great.
nobody around him. He never had no one around him.
Lamont, you have just literally criticised your whole team, and you're here defending an individual. The only guy that
I'm just saying. Any
sort of
no, but he's playing in a position. Agreed. He's the honourable mention. I don't think I can't even.
Listen, a guy got sent to the shop, bruv. Madison sent him to the shop. Everyone saw
Bro,
it. Madison should have scored, but
he should have
but
scored.
that's where you give credit to Anana because Anana made a great save with his shoulder. But Ugarte, it was listen. It's Old Trafford. So it shouldn't really be a baptism of fire, but it wasn't
it's
for
true.
his first start. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good one because he was let down by everyone in the team. So it's not
There's
mainly
no
his
protection
fault.
there at all.
The whole, but the thing is, he's supposed to be the protector though. That's his
Bro,
job, isn't it?
Yeah.
bro, like,
But when you got defenders flying into challenges though, when they're the last men or like second to last man, it does make it a little bit more frustrating because it's like you man know to stand people up. You're diving into challenges and then we got like 3-on-1 or whatever. It's just ridiculous, bro. The football fundamentals were not taken into consideration when Man United stepped out onto that pitch at 0-0-0-0, which is the beginning of the game. Yeah?
But they were for Tottenham because the purple patches continued.
Hey, the Purple Patch Kid.
Purple patch continued for Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
4-4 for Brennan Johnson now. Solanke is also scoring, so it's looking good. Obviously, Solanke getting injured that can derail you, and it obviously did for him. And it's just about finding form and getting. He had no preseason with Spurs either, so it's trying to find where he needs to be in that squad. And listen, as Darren Bent says, if you keep getting that position, you'll probably get 6 or 7. He probably said more than that, but I reckon 6 or 7 cheap goals just from being in that position and tapping it in. So listen, total credit for Tottenham. I don't think anyone had a poor game. Udogie seemed like he was going through the game. So if he has an injury, hopefully for Leon's sake, it's not a long injury. But yeah, that was a good game to watch. And unfortunately, Aston Villa next for Man United. And obviously Leon said is a bit wary of Brighton. But we'll talk about Brighton further on. But their high line, if you play how you play today, Lee, their high line literally is the halfway line. In mind, when I watch them play, but I'll talk more on it later. When I watch them play, it looked like when you played Chelsea with 9 men.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saw from Brighton yesterday.
That's how they did. They played the other day.
That's how they play.
So, but we'll move on to that later on because we move on to Arsenal. I can't even lie. I was sitting there, 90th minute, and I was thinking, are we going to get 2 draws from Man City and from Arsenal? And then are we going to be able to finish our dinner? But I said to my dad at 2-2, they're going to win 4-2. They're going to win 4-2. He said, yeah, but they're not playing good. I said, they're going to win 4-2. And I started believing that you weren't, if I'm in it, to be honest, because you got to 90 minutes and they were holding out. And the goalkeeper was pulling out wonder saves. And I was like, are they going to do it? The corners weren't working. I was like, yes, the corners are not working. Someone's actually watched and worked it out. But then what happens? He scored from a corner. But anyway, that's not from me. Let me let you continue, Bevan.
Well, so it was kind of like a game of 2 halves and a bit. In the first half, I thought this game is we could actually rack this team, and because we were, even though they're kind of camped in their half, we was finding ways to make chances and clear cut chances as well. I was impressed by how they were utilizing Calafiori and Timber in midfield. They were creating a number of problems going forward, and you're thinking without Odegaard, we were still opening them up. I mean, we had a number of. I thought we had some good chances in the first half. It's a good thing. I mean, the Martinelli's goal, he kind of scuffs it, but puts it into the back of the net, back of the net, and Trossard's goal was kind of similar to Martinelli's goal, where it's a ball across the box, and it's almost a tapping into the far corner. So you look at that, and I think, okay, we're gonna actually smash this team. And in the second half, I don't know what happened. It's like we got caught by surprise because that the first goal that they scored, you kind of think someone's got to get tighter to Justin, and it's a deflection. It's an unlucky deflection off of a Havertz, and then I still don't think that in the second half we were that awful because we created a lot of chances. We were peppering the goals, and even from the corners, Gabriel he should have had a header, but it's a great save by their keeper. He was inspired. Calafiori has a chance. It's a great save by their keeper. But then
Man
before
of the
that,
match.
yeah. But then before that, the cross to James Justin and that finish.
That goal.
You tried to find fault, so maybe Calafiori could have got tighter towards him, but
He was
like
still in close vicinity of him. Like, it wasn't like he had a clean like strike with he has space around him. It was quality.
yeah, he does it 100 times. He doesn't score that goal,
No way.
and then it's 2-2, and I feel like we're still peppering them. And as James said, it gets to like 90 minutes. You're thinking, oh man, I think it gets to 90 minutes, and I can imagine you man writing the Arsenal's downfall, all laughing there, watching your TV, and then guess what? A corner number 17. Like, it's a cheat code. Corner number 17. You create havoc in the box. Trossard gets a touch on it, hits the man's legs, goes through the keeper's legs. What can you say? And then the second goal, I think it was just great. It was good play. Like, it came out of nothing. Declan Rice sets Jesus through. You think he could have squared it to Havertz, but he has a goal, and if James Justin doesn't tap it to Havertz, Raheem Sterling gets a tap in, and it comes off Havertz, and then it's 4-2. It looks like it you think watching the game maybe 4-2 flattered Arsenal, but to me that game could have been 7-0. We could have absolutely wiped the floor with them. They had 30 shots on goal, 12 shots on target. The keeper makes some great saves. Trossard hits the post. I've seen Arsenal teams in the past that lose that game, or they draw that game 2-2, and everyone's deflated. But we show resilience and keep going to the last minute. And if we draw that game based on last week's results, then we're talking about 2 draws at home where we should have actually won the games rather than 2 wins and a draw. We did make it harder for ourselves, but we came through it in the end, and I'm happy about it.
What's mad is you had 9 big chances as well and missed 6. You just caught you arriving in Tottenham in that, boy. It was a battering. It was a battering, and Hermanson was just save after save. But there were times where he's even gifting you stuff. There was times where he was playing the dumbest short passes around his box. You're thinking, choose a better option. Come on, man. You've got back to 2-2. Why are you going to play like this? I was getting frustrated. And I'm not even a Leicester fan. Like, just make the right choice out here. But listen, it was a good performance in the day. And
can I ask a question?
Go on.
Just in reference to Arsenal's defense. Now, would you say that I know we're still early doors, yeah, but I feel like you guys are not as secure at the back as you were last season. I feel like there's Arsenal. I feel like you were way more. What's the word? Yeah, you basically shut up shop. Like, no one's getting through. Whereas this season, I feel like maybe the defensive side of things, you guys are not focusing on too much. You know, you score 1, we can score 2 scenario. That's what I feel like you guys are on because of how you guys dominate on corners and set pieces alike. So what's your take on it defensively?
I don't think we're bad defensively. I think that, like I said, the 2 goals that they scored,
not bad. Just not as good as you were last season.
No, but the 2 goals that they score, we were like, they decided they were going to have Saliba deal with Jamie Vardy, and the goals that they scored, okay, Vardy's run across him and he's got a free kick. But I don't think that as a team we were bad defensively. Those 2 goals that they scored were, the first one, as I said, is a deflection. If it's not a deflection, he saves it. The second one is a worldie. So I don't think that. I think this defense is more resolute than it's ever been. You got a team that actually wants to defend and they love to defend. I don't think they're going to be happy that they've conceded 2. They want to shut up shop. If I look at the games that we have conceded in, all right, we conceded 2 against Man City, but that's Man City. The first goal maybe was poor, but for the most of the game was resolute. And then the Brighton game, it went down to 10 men when we conceded. So I think that defensively we are good defensively, and we will keep a lot of clean sheets this season. It's just that the game on the weekend. It was, as I said, one fortunate goal and one goal that was a worldie. What I will say is, there were moments in the game that we were supremely lucky, fortuitous with some refereeing decisions, because
Hey, how Calafiori did not get sent off?
Bruv, how he didn't get two yellows, I don't know.
That's
the second
listen,
the second
go on.
yellow was definitely a yellow. The first one I don't think was a yellow. That was but
I
once
can't
you
remember
get
the first one. What happened with the first one?
the first one, it was like the shoulder to shoulder. They've gone shoulder to shoulder. He's kind of barged
Was it
man
in
out the
his
way.
back? Was
It wasn't in his back.
though?
No.
Okay.
I don't think the first one was a yellow card. In the same way that I don't think Saliba's challenge was a yellow card. It was a free kick. I don't think every challenge is got to be yellow cards. And I think
Same way Bruno's wasn't on the red card, yeah, Bev? Yeah. All right.
Well, bruv, listen, that made no else
Anyway,
to your game.
it's not about
Anyway,
me, it's
we'll
about
move
you.
on. It's not about you.
Yeah.
So even with the first goal, there was a slight foul on Jamie Vardy that another day I think.
Yeah,
Slight.
That's a foul, bro.
Bruv, he dragged him
all,
back.
all the noise that Arsenal had last year I know that they're saying it's come round in full circle, because obviously the Newcastle, you guys were aggrieved, you thought the goal shouldn't have stood, but now you've had one in your favour.
Yeah,
Maybe a different season, but now you've had one in your favour.
Yeah,
and 2 in 1 game. Man.
We did a 2 in 1 game, but as I said, I come away with that from that game, and I think we've got a good couple of games coming up. We haven't even. I don't think we've kind of hit our stride at the minute, but we showed in that game that when a team decides they're going to sit back and defend, we could still open them up, even without having Odegaard in the team. Because at the time I was thinking, in the first half, I was thinking I'm going to come on here, I'm just going to be waxing lyrical about how my team just dealt with Leicester. Okay, it's Leicester, but you got to beat those teams, especially after the couple of games, especially after last week, and especially after Man City drawing. You have to win that game by any means necessary, and we did. Happy days.
Yeah, it was like a mini annoyance, because I went into that game and I was like, okay, cool, we've definitely got to do something now, because we're going up to get Wolves. Yes, Wolves were bottom of the table, and we were fighting to go top for what means nothing, game 6, but it's just good to keep the wins rolling. And for us, I've got to give Wolves credit. They had a game plan to frustrate and to work certain areas of our defense, and it worked to a degree. First 30 minutes, we struggled, but we took a leaf out of Arsenal's playbook and scored from a set piece to open it all up. But it still wasn't fantastic. Kanate scores a great header, and then he gets overconfident. I don't know what was going on. One of my friends says it's Alisson's fault. I've said no. I've been a centre back, and you just get rid of it, and then you shout at your goalkeeper afterwards and say, "Why didn't you come?" That's how you deal with those situations.
I had the debate earlier, Jay. Same debate.
Yeah. You get rid of it, because you wait. You're just giving someone a chance like they did. So I can't see him making that mistake again this season. We'll get rid of it. So luckily, it wasn't costly, because apart from that, he had a really good game, Konate. Really good game.
He's had 2 on the bounce for you, by the way.
Yeah, but not even 2, bro. Since the first game of the season, he's been good. Nottingham Forest as a whole, we weren't great, but every other game, including in Champions League, he's been really good. So I know he's a quality centre back. His issue is just keeping him fit, and hopefully he stays fit this season. But Salah gets his penalty, definite penalty. Happy with Jota in the end. It wasn't fantastic, but he's a workhorse. He just gets stuff done, Jota. So we win the game 2-1, and you have to win games when you're playing poorly, and we managed to do that yesterday. So not many complaints. Tough games coming up. I think we got you in 3 games. We've got Chelsea in 2 games, and we've got Crystal Palace, who are never good. It's never easy to go to their stadium. So our next 3 games will be tough, but I'm looking forward to it. because this is the start of a new beginning for us, and it started off really well. I can't complain in that regards.
I think in that game when you was watching it, did you think that like there was moments where both teams were kind of making, as you said with your goal, there's errors, but then Wolves did the same kind of stuff in defence, like
they were risking it.
Yeah, they were risking it. We were traps were being set, and they were falling for certain traps, but we weren't capitalizing on things. And in terms of our mistakes, when you look at it really and truly, apart from their goal, they had nothing. Like literally, they had 3 shots on target. Obviously, one being the goal, and the other ones I can't even remember what they were. And it's all at arm's length. So it's still new. That's what we've got to remember. Gravenberch, as good as he's playing each week, he's still only 22, learning to play the number 6 properly. So there are going to be mistakes he's going to make, and it's just going to be interesting seeing how it's going forward. But yeah, it was a bit bitty. I said it wasn't a great game. We didn't. I can't see
Slot's patient, though.
Well. Yeah,
Slot's patient. He's patient with Gravenberch, especially because he knows that's not his role. But he's almost like he believes in him. He believes he can get something out of him that maybe he doesn't think that he can get out of himself. If that makes sense.
But he said in the press conference that he's surprised. He said he knew how good he was attacking because of he's seen him for Ajax. But he said Klopp has taught him the defensive side. A lot of people bagged Klopp for how they thought he played poorly last year, Gravenberch. But he was learning. He was 21, coming from not playing at all in Germany to not feeling any love, to coming here and learning in a tougher league, and also learning the defensive side of the game. And I don't know, I don't want to say it's down to Klopp, but even Slaughter said himself, he never knew he had a defensive side to his game. So that's been a big surprise for him. And listen, long may it continue.
He's been midfielder of the season so far. Centre midfielder anyway for me, Gravenberch.
I'm not saying anything. I said something similar last year, and I got killed.
At this time of the season, I don't know.
Yeah.
And don't take this from me. I don't like to give Liverpool praise for one specific reason. Nothing to do with you, James. But yeah, certain Liverpool fans don't like him. You can't knock Gravenberch. He was solid. He's solid for you. He did what was supposed to be done in a difficult, bitty game. I don't think Wolves. They looked like I don't want to say threatening, but as you said, they didn't really do anything with the openings that they had.
No.
There's a couple of times they got in behind, but did nothing really with it. Their goal really shouldn't have happened.
No.
As you say, Konate's got to get rid of it. One mistake, and I think that sometimes defenders are afraid to put the ball out for a corner or to put it out for a throw in.
They want to play all the time.
No, but it's not even that. I think that like with how corners are, they see it as giving the team an opportunity to score a goal. So, but then if you don't do that, now you've given a goal away, and after when it making it 1-1, I think they said it was like 30 seconds from the restart they give the penalty away. Yeah, and that penalty was so bad, but you could see that. The challenge
from Jota,
it's smart from Jota, but how many times did Jota did that run? What, twice in the first half? I could be wrong, but there was another chance where he had where Salah's played it into him. He's made that late run, and Wolves didn't learn from it. And in this league, I know that like it seems like a copycat league, but I don't think playing out the back is for everybody because they've made some horrendous mistakes.
Yeah,
Salah should have had a goal, and you can't keep making those kind of mistakes. I know you didn't get a goal from it, but really and truly, you could have won that game 4-1. Because
even from that, there was the one when Salah was through. Like, we did a breakaway. Liverpool are kings of breakaways. We do a breakaway, and you think, okay, Salah's going to take a couple of touches, draw the defender his way, and for some inexplicable reason, he tries a first-time pass. And even if he gets that first-time pass correct to a degree, it's going straight to his foot. So then he has to run 30 yards with the ball. It wasn't like he was trying to get it ahead of him to get a
Yeah.
touch and then to get a
He
shot.
tried to pass it
So
to his toes.
it was just poor. So it was just a weird evening for Liverpool, but we got away with the win.
How do you feel about Slobodan's chance? Was it?
Listen, I can't blame him. I can't blame him. Listen, what do we always say? You cross it in, just get anything on it. Get a good contact, and it's a goal. You say it all the time. And he got fantastic contact on it, but it just happened to literally hit the goalkeeper's leg and come back out. So I feel sorry for him because he's getting a lot of criticism, and sometimes rightly so, because he's making some really poor decisions in attack at the moment. And at first, I put it down to Slot's new style of football, where he wants to be more patient. And to me, it looks like he's been more patient, but when you look at it from another view, he's not playing the right passes. So is it him being too patient and the players not following the script that Slot wants, or is he making the wrong decision? But it's slowly looking like he's making the wrong decision. I still don't know which one is true yet. We'll probably find out as the season goes on and our style slightly adjusts. But he's from someone who I thought, yes, we're going to get a great season out of him. I think the last few games have not been good for him. And he needs not even a goal, he needs a really good performance from the next two games.
Just to shake it off.
Yeah, because he can be a monster for us. He really can.
One other question. I know earlier we were talking about red cards and yellow cards. In that game, there were two challenges. I think it was down. I think one was on Robertson. Yeah.
Red card, bro.
Facts.
Red card. It's a red card.
I've seen a few of those this season where the players scrape down the back of someone's Achilles and they give.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah. I
can't believe it. And Robbo had to go off as well. He went off injured because of it. Like straight away from that, and it's like, and you know it's real. He tried to run, and then it was like, damn, I can't even run, and he was on the floor, and the player Forbes apologized. But yeah, you're right, Reverend. That they're happening, and referees are not doing anything about it, and I can't understand.
The tedious decisions, they're making tedious decisions, big ones, and the big decisions they're shying away from it. It's almost like they're wanting VAR to step in and intervene, so they don't have to do anything, and they're not. So it's like we're at a standoff here. It's borderline embarrassing, to be honest with you, because it's like you just want to be able to watch football. You see chances given, referees making decisions and the right ones. You know you're gonna get them wrong.
Yeah. Like I said last week, there's no such thing as consistency because there isn't consistency in general life. But it doesn't mean you can't make correct decisions.
Correct.
Just make correct decisions. So, happy with that. We'll move on to the first surprise of the weekend. Well, in fact, it wasn't. Because Newcastle generally give Man City a tough game. Man City have sometimes come out on top, but Newcastle, I think there was one, if it last season before, I think it was season before, where I think it was 3-3 or 2-2, and City stole a draw. Don't know how they got that draw. They should have got battered. But Newcastle played really well, I thought. Man City, no Rodri, no De Bruyne. Foden on the bench again. Boy.
I'm a little bit confused by that, by the way. Not too sure what's happening there.
He was injured. Oh, he was injured, so I don't think he's fully fit. So you think he's easing back in?
So they say.
Yeah, I mean they didn't look convincing, to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, I know Rodri is integral, but you'd like to think that he's number two, or just the guys can galvanize themselves and see there's an opportunity now for them to really kind of stake a claim as an important member of the team. But it's like no one's prepared to really do that. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like they're waiting for a Kevin De Bruyne, or they're waiting for Rodri to miraculously make a comeback. But yeah, I mean, I thought City were going to win this game only because of how bad Newcastle were against Fulham. To be quite honest to you, I thought to myself, I know City. Did they look great against Arsenal? I mean, they didn't look bad. They were posing a threat, I guess.
They looked really good before Arsenal scored.
Yeah,
really good before Arsenal scored.
Yeah. And then obviously, when you look at to counter that, when you look at Newcastle and how they've kind of came up against Fulham, you thought, they're going to win. They're going to lose. sorry, Newcastle are going to lose and Haaland's going to get a brace or something like that. And it was quite, I say the opposite, or definitely not that.
I think what it is,
a game of two halves, Jay. Literally a game of two halves.
But do you know what it is? Like they've got some Newcastle in the midfield have got some athletes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like units, Gamarish and Joe Linton in there, and we said it before. Tonali can play ball, man.
Yeah,
he can do something.
He was a great signing when they signed him.
Yeah. They missed him. They missed him massively last season. Like away from home,
you can tell that now.
I think Newcastle away from home, that is their problem. But at St James's Park, you got to think it's Newcastle. There's only one team, and St James's Park get behind them. And as soon as they get on top, the crowd is going crazy. And when they got as soon as they got their penalty, they went crazy, and they had some good chances to actually win the game. And I think that Gundogan didn't have a good game for City.
No, bruv, he was horrible.
Yeah,
horrible. Mistake after mistake. Passes. You think simple pass here? No, it's almost like I said it with Salah sometimes. Like sometimes players have injuries and they take injections, innit? And it numbs your feet. And it's almost like his feet were numb. Yeah. It's like his feet were numb, so he couldn't get the weight of his pass right at all. So it was strange. You know what I find is interesting is Newcastle played like Liverpool do against Man City. They show them no respect. They know they're not going to have a lot of the ball, but when they have the ball, they're going to attack you like their life depends on it. And City hate that. They really hate it, and they can't deal with it. And it's just whether you can take your chances when you do it. And that's what Newcastle did. And obviously they got the penny out of it. Gordon, you don't go near Gordon when he's in around the box.
No, it's not worth it.
He's a paper bag, bro. He just flies anything wind and he's gone. But
it
was a penalty though. It was a penalty.
Oh, it's a Stonewall penalty. Sorry, I'm a bit confused about when they're giving out red cards and when they're not giving out red cards because
for the keeper, you mean?
Yeah, I know what they're saying.
It makes a genuine attempt. If you make if a defender or a goalkeeper, if you actually look like you're trying to get an attempt on touching the ball, then it's a yellow card standard. They changed that a few years ago.
Yeah, I was a bit confused because I didn't know if they were trying to say that because Akanji was round the back going that he was stopping the goal stopping opportunity, but it kind of I don't know at the moment what's going on with the card system because I feel like there was some kind of
place.
I know that players get fined because of the cards, and I don't know if the referees get commissioned for some of these fines.
It's like parking wardens. Bruv.
Bro, it's like I don't know if they got a quota. You have to give out a certain amount of cards because it's
United's
crazy.
game had nine today. Arsenal and City last week had probably 11 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah,
the list goes on.
Even in I know we're stepping away from it, but even in the Arsenal game, I think Oliver Skip got a card that wasn't a card, and then you got. It's like
he almost got sent off as well.
He did almost, but they didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't send him off.
They played on.
City Newcastle's game today got 8. Bro, it is one of them seasons where I feel like we're going to see a bag of yellows getting given. So guys ain't going to get away with much this season in terms of getting cautions. But I'd like to see what the tally of red cards will be at the end of the season. It's going to
put pressure on them to whether they're going to give them or not, innit?
But the crazy thing is, before they're talking about they don't want to give out cards because they want the game to flow. But then now they're giving out cards for like it's silly things, man. In my opinion, but
that's because people are still being silly. Listen, look at Trent. Like after you've seen all this other stuff about kicking the ball away, in the first 5 minutes of the game, Trent commits a foul and kicks the ball off the pitch. I'm sitting there thinking, why would you do that?
Do you know what?
Instinct, isn't it?
Do you know what? I understand it, but I think that a lot of players are going to get yellow cards for that this season because they've been doing it for their whole life. They've been doing that from like 10 years old. Kids been doing that, and now they've been told not to do it. It's kind of like when they said there was no back pass rule, and then you saw a lot of goals from mistakes with the call was going ball was going back to the keeper, and he's picking it up. He's like, "Oh, why would you do that? That's stupid." You can't expect high performance athletes to just they're not robots. You know what I mean? True. So it is kind of I get it. It was silly by Trent, but I kind of feel sorry for him a little bit.
Yeah,
but
well, it's going to be interesting to see if Newcastle can pick up from this because it was a good point for them to get. But we'll move on to the last game, and Cole Palmer is making everyone stand up because some people are saying he's the best player in the Premier League, some people are saying he's just the best midfielder in the Premier League. but 4 goals in the first half. Listen, I said it earlier, earlier in the show. Brighton's back line was just ridiculous. The amount of times they just played the ball over the top and they were just running through on goal. Chelsea was running through, and I was like, seriously, like when Tottenham did it, they had 9 men, and it was like, okay, you can kind of get it because they're trying to chase the game, trying to squeeze it up, but you're playing this with 11 men from the first minute of the game. Like, it's crazy.
You got the 2 centre backs that they're playing there, and then I don't think they're that pacey. So I don't know why they're playing so high, but it just seemed like it was so easy for Chelsea to get through them, and it was like it was the same ball over and over again. They could have. What's his name was having a field day. Enzo was having a field day in that game.
Just playing it over the top.
Just playing it over the top. I mean, we said it. We said it on this pod weeks ago that if Chelsea start clicking, they could be a problem, and they are.
Listen, I'm hoping Madueke continues because he's so greedy. He's so greedy. The passes are there for him just to roll it to players at times. And he doesn't want to do it. He's just so single-minded in those situations, and it actually it doesn't help his team because they could have won his game 7-1. No, 7. Was it 4-2 in the end? They could have won like 7-2. It was that because I'm looking at 7 big chances created, 5 missed. And when I look at the game, a lot of those 5 were little tap-ins or just a pass here instead of shooting, and it's a goal. So
I'll tell you now, Chelsea could have had a lot more goals today as well, bruv.
Yeah.
Because Palmer missed. I think Palmer himself could have had 5 or 6. I mean, free kick,
the right foot one he missed.
Yeah, bro. Even he was like, "What?"
Yeah, he was swearing at himself.
He was frustrated. He was like, "How did I miss that?" But the free kick was, mate,
that was
perfect.
Sublime.
You couldn't, mate. Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, look, Chelsea are making, they're definitely making some noise over there. But for the last 3 games, I think they've scored a total of 8. I can see, they scored 3 against Newcastle, 1 against Bournemouth. So, and they scored 4 yesterday. Bruv, if they're going to keep them high-scoring games and they're able to get Bagsman in amongst it as well. Sorry, for those that don't know who Bagsman is, it's Nico Jackson. But
he's turning into a Bagsman. But
whoa, he still looks a bit clunky, bruv, like he needs oil or something. But
it's a nice assist from him as well, though.
Good assist from him
very.
too.
As long as they got Sanchez, teams have a chance. Because he is not a top level elite goalkeeper. He really isn't. And why they decided to sign him because he apparently had good feet. Like, seriously, man. Seriously.
That's another example of playing out from the back because I don't know what he was thinking, man.
Today was horrible. Oh, sorry, yesterday.
Yesterday.
That second goal, man, are you thinking, wow. But I think that kind of shows the game. You think a game that is 4-2 in the first half, and you think the second half, nobody scores. It's sharp. Yeah.
But even then, Chelsea still had a 2 point. Listen, Chelsea had a 2.0 XG, and they didn't score in the second half. In the goal of the second half, 3 big chances created, 3 big chances missed in the second half.
Yeah. So, and they did have a disallowed goal as well. So they had a disallowed goal in it for Cucurella.
Yeah.
So you got to include that as well. But yeah, you're right. They, they never made it stick. Basically, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you think after going 4-0 up in the first half, you change things, get other people in and playing.
4-2. They win
4-2. Apologies, but once they scored 4 in the first half, you'd like to think that they'd come into the second half and build on that and say, right, guys, 0-0, let's go out and just play with some freedom and see what we can do. Didn't do none of that. Not really, anyway. Yeah. Not to make it count. So, yeah, man.
It's going to be interesting because, like I said, we've got them in a couple of weeks. So that'll be a test for them. It'll be a test for us as well. 2 new managers, one with a settled team and one who was told he's got a basket case of a squad and how's he going to work it. But you got to give him credit. He's a coach. And what people forget, and a lot of these old school former players that are now pundits, they had managers, didn't have coaches that actually get to the nitty gritty of what we have to do in training. And sometimes these young coaches are doing a lot in the training sessions that these other youngsters that they're working with, they can work with because it's their age. They know exactly
How to get
what
through
the
to
game
them.
plan is. Yeah, and how to respond to them. That's the one. How to respond to them. So hopefully Chelsea don't click and they have these off games because they've got. Listen, you look at their bench and the bench is actually strong, really strong. No striker, obviously, but if they get a striker and a goalkeeper, imagine you spent £1 billion and you haven't got a top goalkeeper or a striker.
No, but listen, there's a big difference. There's a big difference, though, Jay. They ain't got a striker and it's still racking goals.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's what you need to understand. Like, there's a big difference between not having a striker and you're struggling. No, don't laugh because this is
the
pain.
month I was joking. The month I was digging at him,
Yeah,
I wasn't even thinking of Man United. That's how high intense he is. I wasn't even thinking of Man United at all in that sentence, bro.
But that's the difference, though.
Purely Chelsea.
But that's the difference, though. You don't have a striker and you're still getting goals amongst the team. So yeah,
But
that's
bro,
the place you want to be in. That's the place you want to be in.
But that is the quality of Cole Palmer because
it's true.
every player is watching Cole Palmer and thinking, wow, like he's good to watch. 40 million
and how much did Man United get? What's his name for?
Xerxes.
No, not even Xerxes.
Agati.
They sold what's his name?
Sorry. Højlund.
No, Tomlin. No, listen, not even him from Chelsea. What's his name?
Oh, Sancho.
No.
What are you talking about?
How can I get this wrong? The English midfielder you bought from Chelsea last summer.
Mason Mount.
Oh, you talking about Mount?
You spent 40 million on Mount, and they went, okay, cool, we're gonna go and buy flipping Cole Palmer with that money.
He would have never came over to Red Side, I don't think. Not from City. I can't see him coming over to.
He's a Man United fan, you know he's a Man United fan, right?
Really?
He's a Man United fan.
No, we fell asleep.
He said it. He said,
are you joking?
He's a Man United fan.
I'm not sure if City would have sold him to you though.
Yeah. Peps.
Chelsea finished above Man U. Actually, it was the beginning of last season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the situation was different. Maybe not.
Remember, Chelsea were in disarray when he went to Chelsea.
Yeah.
To be honest,
he just came there. He came there and just put them back together again. Literally.
You got to think that like Chelsea get clowned for selling Salah and De Bruyne, but then Man City sold Cole Palmer to them, and I get it. I get like the team that he's in, but like that's a talent, man.
In a few years, we'll see how bad the decision was. When Pep's gone, and Cole Palmer could be potentially one of the best. Well, he's actually one of the best now. But being a leading star in the league, would it be one to regret? But I think we'll leave it there. It's been a good show for some of us. Obviously, Lamont's got through it. You got through it, bro. We're brothers. We're here for you, man.
Cheers, bro.
We're here for you.
I need counselling.
But once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us some questions because we'd like to, answer some questions at the beginning of some shows that you've given us. We're happy to do that. And go on our Twitter. You can put some questions there at Armchair Pundits. Instagram, you can watch our shorts at Armchair Pundits Podcast. And you can also watch our shorts on TikTok at armchair.pundits. So yeah, take it easy, guys. Peace out.
Peace.